Hey Jedi, Sean LeBaron again. In this video, what I want to do is to set up some products in the funnel, and then at the same time, you have the option of setting up ShipStation. So I'm going to show you how to integrate ShipStation. Now, ShipStation is great if you're sending out your own products because you can print the shipping from there and send out the emails for the tracking information directly from there. If you're just getting started and all you're going to do is drop ship, you don't necessarily need to start with ShipStation. I think the plan starts at about $15 a month, so it's not a real expensive option, but once you start shipping yourself, you're definitely going to want to do that. So we're back inside the ClickFunnels. The only thing we've got is a copy of Jedi Funnel, which Tyler is going to be making some changes to, and he'll have that video out real soon. The next thing we're going to do is go over to Account, go back to Integrations, and we're going to add the integration for ShipStation. So you can call it whatever you want here. Select ShipStation. And then we need to get the API information. So it's spinning here. Hopefully it's okay. There we go. API secret key and API key. So the way that we're going to do that is you're going to go over to shipstation.com and sign up for an account. Once you log in for the very first time, you can see that this is a brand new account we have here. It takes you over to this welcome screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on the little cog for account settings, and then we're going to go over here to integrations, and oops, I'm sorry, we're not into integrations. We are going to go into account and API settings. The integrations is not what we need. We need the account and then API settings. So this is something you just need to do one time, so we don't get in here to do that all that often. So we're going to generate new API keys here. And we've got API key. We're going to go back to our ClickFunnels. We've got, this is the API key. And again, I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to hit backspace. Go back over here, and this is our secret key. Delete and backspace. All right, we've now created our integration for ShipStation. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to our funnels, and even though this funnel here has not been created, this is right now just the generic version that you would download from the course. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the order form, and then we're going to go underneath products, and we're going to add in our first product. Now the name is whatever you put here is the way it's going to show up on the order page. So if you put down here that there is a set of 2, it's going to show up that way on the order form, so that you want to be very clear on what it is they're ordering. So in our case, I know Tyler hasn't made it yet, but we discussed it, and we're going to have some creative, interesting products. We're going to be selling used TIE fighters. Okay, so going with the theme for the Jedis, we're going to have TIE fighters, and then of course we're going to have our special upsell where you can buy a slightly used Death Star. Anyway, the billing integration, remember that we previously integrated our Stripe account, so now that's integrated in. The price on that, I haven't discussed it with Tyler, but I'm thinking, we'll do something like a free plus shipping offer for like $5,000. And US currency. Now, price override display is, for example, if we wanted it to say, instead of price $5,000, we actually wanted it to say shipping costs. We could say shipping costs, and then we could put this in, and it would override on the page instead of putting in this amount. So we have our choice of however you want to do it. It's totally aesthetic in the looks on the shipping order. This bump, we're going to get into that later. So this is a one-time payment. And then product description. Now this goes onto their credit card, so it's important. Remember, people see things on their credit card and they don't remember what it was for. So in this case, you know, who could forget they ordered their TIE fighter? And I think that's how it's spelled Thai that way. But anyway, fulfillment email. Now, there's no way to turn this off unless you just delete it. And my personal preference for ease is to delete it. It's an especially useful email if you're signing people up to your membership access. But remember that we hooked up the receipt is going to automatically go out from Stripe when they make a purchase. And this way we won't have to create a separate email for each product. If they buy this product and then they were to buy the upsell and you had it set up with these emails, it would send out one email to say thank you for buying and it would have the product on it, and then another one identical for the upsell. So for myself, I don't like that system. I'm just going to delete the subject, delete the body, and then this email will not go out, so I don't need to worry about the thank you page. Email integration. Now this, if we were adding them to a list, this is where we're going to do it. And if you recall, we hooked up MailChimp, and so once we've done that, now action on submit. Now these are people that have bought the product, okay? So they've already opted in, and Tyler's going to show you how we had them at the time added to the list for prospects. But anyone who's purchased one of these items, we want to add them to the list, not the list segmentation, but the actual list. And the list that we're going to do is the buyer's list, okay, because they're purchasing at this point. And you can either set it up to send the confirmation email or do not send a confirmation email. I am not going to have mine send a confirmation email because, again, they're going to get one email from Stripe saying that here's the receipt for your purchase. I can also set it up inside of MailChimp to have it send out an email automatically. So I don't need an email sent out from here. Now, shipping. Shipping, we just enabled ShipStation. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up on this. We click the button for ShipStation. It'll only show up after you've made the integration. We click in. This is the integration that we made, ShipStation. Select a store. I set up one store, and I'm going to go back and show you that, but manual orders. And then you can select a product. Now, in this case, I don't have a product inside of ShipStation yet, so what I'm going to do is to tell ShipStation to create a product every time something is ordered, and it'll match it up. And I'll explain that in a minute. So group number means that if they ordered this product and they took the upsell, rather than show up as two separate orders, I want it to show up as one order inside of ShipStation. So the way that we have to do that is to give a group number to the whole funnel. So we're just going to pick, I like to start with 100 instead of 1. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not like the clients are going to see it or anything, but that way I know that I've started at 100, and if I want to have another funnel and I want to keep those orders separate, then I can give it another group number. Now, this will have a 60-minute delay before ClickFunnels sends the order over to ShipStation. So if you make a test order and then you go over to ShipStation and say, well, why isn't it there? It's because ClickFunnels is waiting 60 minutes to see if it allows time for them to go through the entire funnel to take any of the upsells, downsells, or anything else that you've got in there before it then consolidates it all into one order. So in this case, we've gone through all of these, and we have our first right here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say one each TIE fighters, okay? And I'll show you why. And we're going to create the product. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add another product. And on this one, I'm going to say two each TIE fighters. And we're going to set it up exactly the way we did it before. Stripe. And the amount, now that was $5,000, and we're going to give them a real bonus. So it's only $9,000. This way we've got two TIE fighters, and up here I can actually say 4,500 each. And you'll see that it will show 2 TIE fighters, $4,500 each, and then over on the right will be the 9,000, and that'll be over on the actual order form that displays to customers. So we're going to come back down here. I'm not going to fill in the price override. I'm not going to be using the bump. I'm going to hit the one-time product description. I'm just going to call it TIE fighters, just like I did before. We don't need to get into how many TIE fighters, because this is just the description on the credit card. So we've got 2 TIE fighters, $4,500 each, $9,000. That'll save them money. Fulfillment email, again, I want to just get in here. Over here, I'm going to hit Control All and delete. Integration, MailChimp, and add to list. Because remember, we want them to be added to the buyer's list, and if they are buying this, that means that they took 2 TIE fighters instead of 1. So we still want to get them onto that list. We do not want to send out the email confirmation. On the shipping, we're going to go over here to ShipStation. We're going to choose ShipStation. The drop down will then pick manual orders. The product, we don't have any products there yet. It will create it automatically, and we're still in that same group number of 100 because that's for the whole funnel. So what will happen is this will send an order, if they order this, over to ShipStation that will say they ordered 2 each TIE fighters. And that way I've spelled it out so that if I've got assistants that are helping me on my shipping, it's very clear what I'm sending them in this title. And it's also very clear on the order form what a person is ordering. So we've got all that information. We're going to go ahead and create product. Now, if you wanted to, you can do this as many times as you want. If you do 3, 4, 5, it's all going to show up on the order form that is dynamically generated. So I could have a 1 each, 2, 5, 10, whatever you want. Okay, so that's our products underneath order form. I am going to go down here to Stormtrooper Mask, which is a OTO page, which is an upsell page. So this is the one that Tyler is going to be making changes to. I'm going to add a product on this one, and we're going to have Death Star. Okay, so this is a slightly used item. I'm not sure what the price is going to be, but why don't we just say you can get a nice Death Star for about $25,000. We're integration through Stripe. And we're going to go with a one-time payment. It is not a subscription. Product description, that'll show up on their credit card. Then the wife will say, why did you order a Death Star? And I'll have to explain that. We go into the email. We're going to Control All, delete. Email integration. We're going to go into, I'm glad I caught myself on this. We do not need to do any kind of an email integration. Remember, they ordered, in order to get to the one-time offer page, they would have already had to order the original product, the TIE fighters. So at this point, we do not need to add them on the list. They're already on the list. And shipping, I do want this to show up in the ShipStation so that we can get that order out to them right away. Group number 100 and create product. Okay, so I'm going to go back to ShipStation, and there's a couple things I want to do on this brand new account. So one of them is, let me get back to, I'm going to go up here and go back into the settings here, and I want to go into the selling channels here. And I created this manual orders, and it's just as simple as saying connect the store, and then any of these that you hook up, well, you're not going to find one that says ClickFunnels. So instead, we just gave it a name, and we called it manual orders, and it sets it up. Okay, now that we had the store created, manual orders here, I'm going to click on the edit button, and the edit button will open up these different tabs. What I want to do is to set it up so that the buyers automatically get an email when I ship their item. So in order to do that, and again, this is not for the ones that you're doing the drop shipping, because those tracking information will come from that vendor to you, and then you're going to have to pass it on. But this is when you get to the point where you're actually fulfilling your own orders, which hopefully everybody will be at very soon. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go under notifications and shipment confirmation email. Okay, we're going to use the default shipping template. You can go in and you can do your own branding, shipping template and all of that, but again, this is just about getting up and running the easiest. So the default shipping template, what it'll do is it'll take the information for the tracking, and it'll send that information in this email over to the buyers. Now, you can do the shipment confirmation that just says, hey, a shipping label has been created, and you can choose that the shipment first hits the mail stream, specific time, number of hours, and all of that. What I like to do, actually, this is personal preference, but for what I like to do is to just tell them that the shipping label has been created, and then in the template, I just go back and adjust it and say, please allow the sending service, whether it's UPS or the USPS, at least 24 hours to update on their end. Because what happens, or can happen, is you create a shipping label, this system will send out an email saying, hey, here's the tracking number. And when the customer clicks on the tracking number, within minutes, they see that the package doesn't show any updates. In fact, sometimes it won't even show anything other than the tracking number has been created. And they're like, well, I thought it's been shipped. So again, we're just going to set it up in the emails to let the buyers know about that. Delivery notification, I don't usually use this. Now, if you want, again, you can have an email that goes out and it says, hey, your package has been delivered. And this is because the UPS or USPS will let you know, and it's all automated, so it's not like you have to get in there and do anything. But I just don't believe in sending emails out just saying your package has been delivered. And then if you wanted to, you could have a blind copy. In other words, you could send yourself a copy, you could send an assistant a copy, anything that you wanted, but I'm not going to do any of that. And then this is the email body that is sent with a return label. Again, we're not even going to mess with return labels today. So the main thing was, this is an important thing, making sure that the default shipping template is used. I'm going to save changes here, and so that the customer, remember, when they sign up, they're going to get an email receipt from Stripe, and ShipStation is going to send out the notice with their tracking information. So those are the most important things to consider. All right, so now you know how to set up the products and have it set up in ShipStation so that the buyer gets an email telling them the tracking information. In the next video that I'm going to do, I'm going to actually show you how to go back into ClickFunnels. We're going to go into the automation so that we can set up abandoned cart emails. All right, so until that video, you guys have a good day, and we'll see you then.